Hello and welcome to Start the Beat with Sykes. My name is Sykes and this is my podcast. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank everyone who checked out the last episode. If you're one of those people, I hope you enjoyed the conversation and thanks so much for coming back. But for everyone out there who's new to the show, welcome. Feel free to make yourselves at home. And as always, there's beer, soda, water, coffee in the fridge. Cheers to everyone out there on the internet. I always advocate for bands to be their own promoters. Like there's really no reason to get somebody else involved unless it's like a huge show that somebody's inviting you on, or of course if you're playing out of town, like there needs to be some connection. But like I can't tell you how many times we've gotten emails, and this isn't an ego thing, it's just really a practicality thing, of people that would hit us up, be like, yo, do you want to play this show at like the Smiling Moose, and if all the bands sell this many tickets and all this stuff, it's like, dog, if I wanted to play at the Smiling Moose, I would just fucking call the Smiling Moose. Like, I don't need you to play at the Smiling Moose.
Right.
Like,
you're going to
what
book
are
me
you
for something,
offering us?
Book me for something that's out of my reach.
Yeah.
Don't book me for things like, know the artist and know, like, you've been in the game for a minute. You have information, understanding. If someone's reaching out to you, they need to do their research so that they know, like, oh, yeah, this guy can get the Smiling Moose. He's looking for something else.
Yeah. I think that, and I'm definitely the type of person where, like, if anybody hits me up for a show, like a promoter, immediately I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Right.
It's probably in the same way that, like, they might look at a band.
Right.
And I don't know if sometimes promoters realize that there are people that are looking at you the same way that you're looking at us.
Because I don't trust them. I don't trust those motherfuckers. I get an email. I'm like, here these motherfuckers go again on some ticket shit, on some, sell these many tickets. Then I'm pushing this show and I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do that. And then you cancel on me last minute.
Yeah.
Nah. You
I
get burned by a couple of those. Then you're like,
the ticket thing, I have some different takes on it. I think that for like an all local sort of showcase thing, if you need your artist to sell tickets, you're not a good promoter.
Right.
Hands down.
I always feel like
if you curate the right lineup in the right location with the right vibe and energy around the event, it will sell itself. You don't need to force bands to sell tickets.
You don't. But let me ask you this. What's your take on venues reaching out to an artist and saying, listen, here's a base price, and then you get whatever in ticket on top, like a percentage of the ticket? Like if someone reached out to you and was like, here is base price $350 for you to come out. If you sell 25 tickets, you get $5 of the ticket or something. Like
base price, like they're paying you or you're paying. Okay.
They're paying you. Like, because I've always felt like if you're asking me to come out, depending on the level of artist you are, because we all know you got those dues that you have to pay because you got to learn how to be a performer. But I always feel like if a promoter's reaching out to me, they should be reaching out to me to put money in my pocket first.
Sure.
Because if I was reaching out to them, they'd be wanting me to put money in their pocket.
Yeah. I've been on both sides of this because I remember being like a younger artist, and like there's like, there's bigger promotional companies like I'm not even going to say anything bad, so I can say Drusky Entertainment. And
I like Drusky,
and it's like, for their shows, I can almost understand that, like, when they have artists, sell tickets to open up for those shows, I think it's more of like we just want to make sure we have somebody that's taking this seriously.
Right.
On the show. We don't want just anybody
it's
playing
almost
the
like
show.
weeding out the weaklings.
And I think, too, it's good, for me anyways, it was really good exercise and starting to like take things a little bit more seriously and putting some accountability on the event. Because the thing is, like, whenever you're selling tickets for those shows, they're like, we'll give you $1, $2, $3 from each of the tickets, right?
Yeah.
So it's an opportunity to make some money. It gets you outside of yourself. You have to start, like, you only have so many friends you can ask. So you can start reaching out to strangers online, saying that you have tickets, meeting up with people. You're creating networking, and, like, it's a good exercise in like forcing yourself to maybe promote the band and the show harder than you would otherwise.
Right. Because I feel like social media is making people lazy when it comes to promoting. Like, people feel like if, I'll be honest, even myself, I'm getting ready for this show. I'm putting in rehearsals. I'm taking the music serious, but I don't necessarily have the time to post 6-7 times a week.
Yeah, I think that's fucking crazy.
You know, like
Yeah, no.
I'm not a fucking mental you know, like yeah, I've got mental issues, but like I'm not that mental, brother. Like, so being on my phone and post, it's like, no, you're gonna get 1 or 2 shares out of me, and then 1 or 2 the day before, because that's what I can afford to do.
Yeah,
but I'm coming in and I'm gonna fucking show out.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, honestly, with my bands, like, I've been on both sides of this. I've been the type of person that had a very strict social media schedule because I thought that it would help or affect things, like help grow.
Mm-hmm.
And I have seen no difference between posting every day of the week and posting once a week.
What I've noticed, I'm sorry.
The only difference is that, like, I'm less happy.
Right.
That's it.
And that's why, like, even we were talking before we started recording, trying to strategically set social media to reflect my life. Because you have to think about it. If you're looking at social media, you're looking at Facebook, right? Facebook is your friends. You don't want to bombard and beat your friends over the head with your stuff. You want them to like it, maybe share, maybe follow, but you want them to be able to grow with your art. To me, Instagram is the people that don't know you, because your post can show up on somebody's wall. Someone can share it. There's so much more accessibility to your content on Instagram. So when I post on Facebook, I'll post something, an encouraging word or about a show, and try to play that towards my Facebook friends, because they're going to like that. Oh, well, they don't want me out here like, yeah, motherfuckers, come out to this show. We're going to be like piss drunk. Wah! They're going to be like, come on, Royce.
Sure.
I've got, I've still got the church grandmas. I've still got them on my timeline. So I've got to be, but on Instagram, I can be a little bit more free because it's more of a busy street. So the louder you scream, the more colorful you are, the more you'll get noticed.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I think that there is a way that this isn't like some fucking,
I'm trying to get to that 92.
This isn't some
fucking thing.
This isn't some like hidden secret or anything, right? This is just how I do things, and it might help you. It might help somebody that's listening, right?
Dropping knowledge.
So in terms of me and social media, I think that it's fine to post on every app with your band once a week. And I think that's all you need to do. Now, the interesting thing about this is that there is some caveats to it, because one, I think Instagram is actually 3 apps, because I think people that look at the feed aren't always the same as people that only look at stories, aren't always the same as people that look at reels,
aren't always the same as people that look at the discovery.
Yeah. So you really got 3 or 4 different apps in Instagram.
Right.
So that's the only caveat in this. But I will post say Monday's Facebook day, Tuesday Instagram feed, then the next day a story. That's how I just spread it out throughout the week. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I do that is because a big percentage. Oh, well, let's put it this way. Let's rewind. I think a big part of the reason why people feel that they need to constantly post is they want to make sure that everybody sees what they're trying to post, or that people are reminded.
Right.
But a big chunk of people that follow you on Facebook also probably follow you on Instagram or on Twitter and things like that. So you could post 7 times on Facebook, or you could post once on Facebook, once on Instagram, once on Twitter, and chances are that same person's still going to see all 3 posts on 3 different days.
Right.
And they're not going to feel like you're posting on Facebook all the time, because they're seeing it in different places.
Yeah, and I've also tried to even do different pictures. Like I posted something, it was like Monday Motivation a couple of weeks ago. And I posted like a picture for Facebook, and I did a different one for Instagram.
Yeah.
Just because toying around with it,
Sure.
Trying to, at least for me, trying to find the art in social media and how I can, because I feel like there is an art aspect to it.
Definitely. I think it's about keeping people's interest. And I think that there are some people who genuinely can post multiple times a week on the internet, and it's successful because they actually have something to say. They have something of value to share with the world. And there's going to be weeks that are busier as an artist where maybe you have a lot going on and there's a lot of cool shit to share. Right. Share away. But if you're ever just fucking sitting there staring at your phone, like, oh man, what am I going to post? I have to post something? Put it down. You don't have to post shit. Because chances are, if you just post some nonsense, it's going to be worse. Right. Like, there are big artists that I follow that I have like unfollowed or unsubscribed from on YouTube just because they post too much. I'm like, this is overwhelming. I just cannot handle the amount of information that you're putting at me. Right. And I would just rather check in with you later down the line when I think about you. Right. Because like that's the other thing too is sometimes as an independent artist, you have this like hunger in you to always make sure that you're being seen and to make sure that people are acknowledging what you're doing and you're not getting missed, right? Mm-hmm. But like my favorite fucking artists and people in the world, even like my favorite local artists, I'm not even going to put it on like a grand scale. I'm not listening to their music every day. I'm not checking in with them on Instagram every day. No. But I could be like, yeah, I fucking love the Back Alley Sound dudes. Or like, yeah, I love Ed Hockley. That's a Pittsburgh deep cut. Or
Jake Dahl.
Or like I love like, there's so many local artists that I appreciate. And I don't need them to be I don't know when the fucking last time Back Alley Sound posted was. It was probably recently, but I didn't fucking see it. But I still love them. It's like people don't need to.
I know that was hypothetical, but I'm like, damn, I don't know either. And two of them motherfuckers is in my band.
It really doesn't matter. It's just you make an impact on people that is positive. It's going to stick with them. You don't need to reinforce it daily with fabricated social media posts.
And that's like for me, like I'm not really super big on like I'm really, really bad because I'm on to the next kind of person. I do the work, I put in the time. Like June of this year we released a music video called Devil in the Blue Dress, and I posted it a couple of times. I use it for a couple of promotional things, but I'm not posting it all the time because I know that like in this industry you get a good 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
When something first comes out, you get a good 2 weeks. Yeah. Then 6 months after that, it might become a classic. But like, if you're continually posting the same fucking video that you've done,
it can't be coming from you too. That's the thing. I think a lot. It's like if in order for like people to really take you seriously, it needs
they have
to come
hear it from someone else.
Exactly.
But the thing that I do in my favor is that I'm such a private person, and a lot of the people that follow me, they are actual supporters. Yeah. Like, they're like, yeah, we're actual fans of yours. So they're like, when are you gonna tell us what you're doing? Like I've had shows, and they're like, I didn't even know you had a show that day, and I was like, because I don't tell people. I'm horrible. So, but it builds that interest of. But I want to know when you're playing. Yeah. I liked that show. Tell me when you're playing. It's like, damn, you didn't tell me the last 3 times. I'm definitely coming this 4th.
Yeah. I think that there is. So this is something really psycho that I used to do. I don't recommend anybody doing this, but it is an idea if you want to try it out. So for about a year, right, I started tracking who interacted with my social media posts, and I made an Excel spreadsheet. And every week I would go back through and check and be like, oh, that person liked my post again, and get a tally. And then you could organize it by tallies. And that's how I started to figure out who was fucking with my shit the most and who wasn't. And then when I had shows or like I was putting out something, I would just message those people. I wasn't like, hey, I've been keeping up and I know that you're liking my stuff. Just like, hey, I know that you support my shit. I'm about to drop this music video. Do you want to help me share it?
But I think that, doing that consistently, yeah, that's a lot. But it's to each their own, but that's a great strategy for like working on an album. Okay, I'm working on this album, 6 months I'm working on it. I'm going to start to keep a tally of people who are following me so I can reach out to them and be like, yo, I see you fuck with my shit. Just want to let you know this is coming up. Because what is also becoming more and more a part of this music industry and this artist industry is that people want to know the artists. Yeah. They actually want to feel like they're connected with you. Like, they don't want to be best buddies. Because they like the persona, not even the persona, but they like you at face value, like if any of the people that like I played with or like, you know, came to my show, if they hung around me all the time, they'd probably be like, damn, bro, you're annoying as hell. Like, you watch cartoons like all the fucking time, you playing video games, you know, like you're busy as hell. Like, damn, like you're kind of fucking boring.
Sure.
But to be connected to the music and the artist that is giving them these feels and this emotion, they do want to be connected to that in some way.
Yeah.
So being able to reach out and say like, yo, it would really mean a lot to me if you came to this show. I see that you're fucking with my shit. You know, I think that that's a great strategy. You know,
yeah,
I'm going to have to tuck that one, you know, for some of those sleepless nights.
Do it. I know I think that, you know, over the past couple years, I've been a little not so good with being that kind of a person in terms of like keeping up with who is like into my stuff and like personally inviting people out to gigs. Granted, 2020 there wasn't much opportunity,
right?
But you know, coming out of that, I'm starting to like just kind of get back on the ball, because like it's almost a weird sort of thing where like the first few shows that we played, I almost like didn't want everybody there. You know,
I know that feeling,
shaking the dust off of it.
Right, like you know
like,
we're just getting back into this
maybe
thing.
Don't come out to this one, you know. But that's the funny thing too, is because you can practice all you fucking want. There's no way to
anticipate
being on a stage.
No, there's
in the
not.
moment.
In the moment, you know, like we try to do that as well when we rehearse, you know, trying to practice. I practice what I'm going to say, you know, and how we're going to do transitions. But that energy, you cannot anticipate it. You can't anticipate, you know, whether you're going to be in front of a lot of people and they're going to vibe with it and they're going to be bouncing up and down. That's going to change your fucking game. Versus like you're in there and you don't have a very large crowd or people aren't fucking with you and you're just like, oh man, I'm putting all this into it. And they're like, what can I do to turn the key? What can I do to turn the tide?